My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC fight picks and DraftKings lineups run by MMA insiders and professional fighters. Every week, I join Dan Kramer and Nick Newell, two longtime professional fighters that have fought at the highest levels on the planet, as well as Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. So join us every single week for our full fight card breakdowns, our individual fight card breakdowns, our betting guide, and our DraftKings lineups. Next up at UFC 264, we have Ryan Hall versus Ilia Topuria. Ryan Hall is 8-1 overall. He's 4-1 in his last 5, but that dude fights like once every 11 years. He's got such random fights and layoffs. Like
nobody wants to fight him.
It's so weird. And then Topuria's undefeated, so obviously he's 10-0. Ryan Hall, if you're not familiar with Ryan Hall is like very unathletic, very unassuming, and just has slick as hell jiu-jitsu, but not traditional jiu-jitsu, not tournament jiu-jitsu, just like catch you in some random crap in an MMA fight jiu-jitsu. It's insane. It defies logic. He is a throwback to early 2000s, late 90s, when you can get away with just being really good at one thing. Where Ilia Topuria is a very good wrestler. He's very strong. He also has very good jiu-jitsu, but he has more traditional jiu-jitsu, tournament jiu-jitsu, not catch your ankle in some ridiculous scramble jiu-jitsu. If this fight stays striking, then he is by far the better striker, dominates Ryan Hall, not even close. If it goes to the ground, I think he wins there as well. I do not see Ryan Hall catching Ilia. I'm definitely saying it wrong, but I cannot see Ryan Hall catching Topuria in something, just some random Ryan Hall style submission. I just don't see it. I think the sport has sort of passed him by. I mean, it's a 2-year layoff. Every fight has a ton of random, layoff time in between. I think the sport is sort of passing Ryan Hall by. I think Topuria's legitimate wrestling background combined with his jiu-jitsu, I think he can get it to the ground. His base is super solid. He's not going to get swept. I don't think he's going to get caught in anything. I absolutely agree with the DraftKings price. I agree with the odds. And the strike line's interesting because it's dead even. I don't know if I'm doing less or more. I'll let you jump in on that. But I have Ilia winning. I don't have him in my lineup because I have a couple of other expensive people. But I think he's a solid play for somebody's lineup. I just don't see Ryan Hall winning this fight. What are your thoughts?
This is the easiest, most confident lock of the week I've ever had in my life.
Oh, my God.
The most confident lock of the week I've ever had in my life. Ryan Hall will find a way to submit this guy. He's gonna do his Armanari roll or whatever it is, grab his leg, heel hook him. The reason that he hasn't had any fights is literally nobody wants to fight him. If you fight him, you're probably gonna get your knee blown out is what's gonna happen. And he couldn't be you mentioned he couldn't be the nicest guy in the world. There's actually a video of him on YouTube of a guy giving him crap at like a pizza parlor. He just very calmly takes the guy to the ground. While he's doing it, is telling the bystanders, I'm not gonna hurt him. I'm not gonna hurt him. Gets like in full mount and then like chokes him out before the cops come. And just like the whole time, he's just so unassuming about the whole thing. And you mentioned he's like his style is jiu-jitsu, right? But he's incorporated kicking into his game, and his kicks are incredible because he says, listen, I'm just going to throw a million kicks. If you catch one, it goes to the ground. That's fine. That's where I want to be anyway. So he does a very good job of incorporating kicks into his other strikes. He's actually, I think, a very underrated striker as it is. He's won decisions where he hasn't gotten submissions because he's outstruck the people. But I think he finds a way to get this on the ground. It finds a way to ground, and he wins by submission. So this is honestly, even against an undefeated 10-0 fighter, the most confident lock of the week I think honestly I've ever had. The second that Ryan Hall was on this card, I was going to put him in my lineup, and then he's the underdog. I'm like, oh my God, the Wizard's an underdog? I'll take it all day. Give me lock of the week, Ryan Hall.
I mean, I'm disappointed in your pick, man. I just do not see that happening. I'm very disappointed. I think the sport passed this dude by. He's essentially a one-trick pony, and he's fighting.
He's a good striker. He's got incredible kicks.
Incredible kicks.
Incredible. He's got very, very good kicks. High kicks, low kicks, body kicks. Because that's all he throws. Because he's like, catch my leg and take me down. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely always live for wild out of nowhere submissions. And I mentioned it's not really traditional jiu-jitsu. It's like scramble jiu-jitsu, which is more effective in MMA than, point jiu-jitsu. But
and he's got, and I look at his Wikipedia, he's got all these open world gi, no gi jiu-jitsu championships. So he's like, you talk about he's got like no tournament.
No, but like in MMA, he's not knee on belly. Let me work to the side. Like he's just
he literally does the Armanari roll. I can't even know the name, but he literally rolls into people's legs. But if he puts two fingers on the back of your foot, you're gonna get heel hooked. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean,
so what do you think about
so fast?
So obviously you're gonna put a bet on him plus 205. You're that confident. I'm sure the odds on a submission are probably pretty wild.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do for this Ryan Hall lock. It'll be very special. You see my dog in the background on the no sheet mattress. I'm going to pawn my dog, get some money for her, bet on Ryan Hall, quadruple the money, and then go get my dog back from the pawn shop.
That's what Sylvester Stallone did for Rocky. He had to sell his dog to have the money to do Rocky. Yeah, and he bought the dog back after Rocky was a hit.
I've never seen it.
Okay. Anyway, I mean, if you're
once,
this is two big underdogs for you so far. So you should be going to wewantpicks.com/bets, grabbing one of those options and hitting up these lines. Every line you're
doing is getting some of Ryan Hall's DVDs to prepare for the grappling match versus Dan.
What are your thoughts on the Monkey Knife Fight line? This is a really tough line. It's like right smack in the middle, and they're even. This is a tough line.
I know, but with Ryan Hall, his dominant striking, his dominant kicks, I think I would play more and more on this.
Really? Don't you think there's a submission in there?
I think it could take some time.
Yeah, this is one where, I mean, more and more is probably the play, but I might wait to see what happens later in the week because I told you these lines move. So if you love this line, hit it now at playmkf.com/wewantpicks. Use promo code WWP. They will instantly match your deposit. Use the free money. Keep the real money and go from there.